Chad, baby, Friday. Let that drop hit you. Baby. Chad, good morning, baby. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope you guys are ready. Keegan, good morning, my brother.
Morning, my brother.
How you feeling?
Nah, feeling good, eh? Feeling strong today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. As mentioned, Keegan looking a little bit more buff than he looked. I don't know if it's that shirt. He still doesn't want to give me his supplier's name, but those shirts make you look buff as hell. Well, I don't know, maybe he's just a buff dude, but Keegs, what a week so far. Mess. Just looking here on the daily DXY, what a flippin'.
Nah, this has just been an absolute trash week if you're talking market structure.
Chad, yeah, it's been a crazy week. Not really crazy in the sense of big moves. It's just been tough sitting on your hands. Yesterday, me not taking one single trade. There was maybe a trade after CPI. I think before we start the analysis, I just want to show you This is a valid wick fill trade yesterday. Remember, I think I went through it in the boot camp where I talk about wick fill, and this is basically 50% of that candle. There's that daily pivot level that got tested. There you can see the 80 is bullish. There you've got that wick to fill. Remember what I said, you wait for the bottom wick to form. On the flip of the candle, you execute, and you can go for 80% of that wick fill. Easy target. That's more than what is this, 35 pips, quick and easy. Took you 15 minutes. Very good example of how to trade news. First 5 minutes, you wait for the first 5 minute candle. There it clearly showed you it took all of that liquidity. It tested the daily pivot. It closed above the EMAs. So there's an example for you. Go check it out. Go back test it. Don't take anything I say or what Keegan says as the gospel. Go and test it for yourselves. We've tested it. We are just conveying the message over to you. And remember, nothing in this trading world is novel. So when people want credit for certain stuff, please get your ego out of the way. 99.9% of the information regarding trading is out there somewhere, in a book, on a YouTube video. Even this, the way that I trade, the simple pivot way, there's hundreds of videos out there. The way that Keegan trades, there's hundreds of videos out there. We've just added a little bit of our own flair, a little bit of our own entry criteria. So please, mentors out there, people that think they know something about trading, get your head out of your ass and put that ego aside, and rather build the trading community than trying to get credit for information that is available to everybody. So without further ado, let's not go there. But anyways, Keeks, what do you think? Just move along. Let's get this session going.
Yeah, let's get it going. Let's get cooking, baby.
All right, Chad, very welcome to all of you. I haven't even greeted you. My apologies for being that guy. Reda, good morning. Amina, Ruben, Alverno, Slushy Cakes, Neil, Ruben. Okay, Ruben is busy in the chat this morning. Good to see that. Jex, good morning. Fulmar, good to see you here, brother. It's been a while. Good to see you back in the chat. Lebochang, Jaden, that random kid, welcome. The intro song really growing on me. It is going to grow on you. It is a beautiful song. Achlumile, Ashton V, Paco, Jason, Denzel also showing up as of late, and that is good to see. Denzel, all of the best for you, brother. Rush, good morning. Tina Satini, oi. Talking about that, when I made that gin, Keegan, I didn't even think about it. Keegan should have actually phoned me. I should have ripped that label off. That gin I made when I was on holiday should have been the Tina Satini gin. But anyway, we're not going to forget that business idea. Tina Satini, we'll partner on that. And Marley Moles, good morning. Dorian, Gus 707, Tsepo Moletsane, good morning, my brother. Hope you are doing well. Samad Nizam, AB the Trader, good morning. I always think AB the Trader is curly, but he's got another, he's wrenched on his profile. John Yeso, Eddie and Law, Dylan Hansen. Good morning, Chad. Chad, let's quickly look at what we've got going on here. We had a little bit of a discussion about the DXY today. Remember yesterday late in Keegan's session when I dropped down on the mic and I said, look, fundamentally what happened yesterday does not change the course of the Fed. I think it's just a repricing of what's going on in the short term with the dollar, but it's not going to change the course of the Fed. The Fed wants to cut 4 times this year. The only thing is about the timing, so the timing might have changed a little bit. Looking at data over the Asian session, just looking here at China, CPI coming in lower than expected, so things slowing down in China as well. They don't really have a inflationary issue. We had quite a big deck of data coming out of Britain, some manufacturing data. That's relatively mixed from what I can see. GDP month on month coming out a little bit stronger than expected, 0.1% up from the previous month, so that's good. We've got another nice big deck of data coming out of the Eurozone, France, Spain, and I don't know what this China data is there, no timeline on it. And then the big one later this afternoon, we've got ECB's Lane speaking, and we also have PPI, as Keegan mentioned. Keegan, just give them your pick on PPI. Tell me what you told me earlier.
Oh, guys, I was just saying, just straight off the bat, if we have to keep in mind, before you even think about anything else, PPI is the most correlated fundamental asset to CPI. Obviously, CPI is consumer price index, PPI is producers price index. So if you're ready straight off the bat, you can look at what happened with CPI. Wasn't mixed data, straight numbers. You should get something very, very similar for PPI.
As Keegan mentioned, CPI is the price increase that the consumer is paying. PPI is the price increase that producers are paying. So basically, as Keegan mentioned, you've got PPI first, and then PPI basically affects CPI. So technically, weirdly enough, the way that it's released is not the way that it affects one another. So PPI right there. So from the producer, if they are paying more, what's going to happen to the consumer? The consumer is going to pay more. So as Keegan mentioned, we're just going to work it back now. If CPI came in hotter than expected, what do you think PPI is going to do? Do you think PPI is going to drop, or is it going to go up? Because remember, this one is the variable that affects, let's call this the independent variable that's got an effect on this variable. So what happened with CPI? CPI came out hotter. CPI is affected by PPI. So do we agree, Keeks, that we think PPI is going to come in hot as well?
100%.
All right, Chad, as simple as that. If you don't understand that, chat to me later.
Yeah,
Get into mine.
Just also, guys, keeping in mind, we did talk about this yesterday. I said how fundamentals, January is always a bit all over the place. There's actually a structure to how these data releases come out. But January, because of dates and things like that, it's a mess up. But 99% of the time, your PPI is meant to come out before CPI. So like Chris said, CPI is influenced by PPI. So obviously if CPI numbers came out that way, and it was influenced by PPI, you should have a very good idea of what PPI is going to do.
All right, Chad, there you got some Macroeconomics 101. And Corsanati, very welcome to our first time viewer. I think you are going to learn a lot here today, and hopefully become a new subscriber. Chad, if you have not yet done so, drop a like, subscribe if you have not, and let's get this going. Chad, so DXY on the weekly time frame, I've been working around this idea of that we are going to have the same type of order flow that we've had for the last couple of weeks. So if I look at this, you can clearly see from a market structure point of view that we have been creating lower lows and lower highs. We had a bullish candle closure here. We retested this previous area of broken down support, and remember what I said, I can only get bullish on the dollar short term if we can get a weekly candle closing above here. Up until then, I'm still bearish on it. Fundamentally, we've talked about it now in length, that why are we still bearish? In the short term, looking on the daily is just chop. It is range. It's not giving me any direction. If you want to try and tell me where this is going to go from looking at this range, great. I think, again, you've got an ego problem. At this stage, we need to see what the lower time frames are doing. We need to be nimble. We need to be dynamic. So we're not going to marry the idea of the shorts. We're also not going to marry the idea of the longs. We're going to react to what the data is showing us, and we're going to react to what price action is telling us. So on the day, I'm just going to go neutral, because we've seen that so many times this week that price is not willing to go into one direction. So I'm going to go with a neutral stance, keep my mind open to whatever can happen in the short term. Looking at it from a price point perspective, We've got our weekly pivot here. We've got our Asia highs level here. We've got our daily pivot here. We're already trading at that level. So if we're going to start holding above this 102 again, yesterday I mentioned 102. So 102 again today becoming a key level. Whatever happens at this level, that's going to determine the short-term direction for this morning. As Keegan mentioned, our expectation is that PPI is also going to come out hot, so I'm expecting the dollar to continue with that move it had yesterday. So yesterday you can see we had that massive spike after CPI. Also, weirdly enough, if we go to yesterday's stream, when we looked at the CPI from the 12th, Keegs, it was exactly the same thing. Went into one direction during London. We had the pop and then all came back into the range. So that is the weird thing. This CPI, go back to the 12th or 13th of December, very similar price action. But anyways, currently looking bullish. AD is looking bullish, and we are starting to break structure to the upside. I'm going to say 102 daily pivot, or even a little bit deeper weekly pivot, Asia highs. Whatever happens in these two boxes, that is what we need to see what is going to happen. So keep that in mind. Keeks, I don't know, while we're on the dollar, because the dollar is the hot topic for the day, I'm going to go over to Keeks and let Keegan just give you his mind. Keeks price tab just, I would say, by a centimeter.
To the right.
Yeah, to the right. A little bit more. Give me some more. Just that tiny bit. Perfect. All right, Chad, Keegan is live.
All right, guys. So we're just going to break that up very quickly for you. So I have this little block here. Just so you guys can clearly see, this really is, that's our consolidation range. Dollar is not going to give us any trend or anything like this until we can break out of this zone. All right. So for me at this point in time, I want to say we're going to have the push to the top side. Like that's going to come in now. But the big question is, are we going to just test again and come right back down? That's literally just where I'm sitting with dollar. Because in the long term, like we spoke about, we're not changing the outlook of the Feds, which it has to be bearish at some time when those cuts start coming in. But again, for now, we are going to just be bullish on the day for dollar, purely being we've got a no-brainer with PPI coming out. When you look at yesterday, basically if I do the sessions that you can just see it, it's literally a copy and paste of yesterday. Look at this. You had a little gap down, you traded down to trade up. You just copy and paste it yesterday. So we can see if London consolidates, New York, you're gonna have that big spike up again. So today it's nothing really crazy for me on the dollar. But again, unless we definitely start getting on our higher time frames, guys, that's the key thing. I want to start seeing us moving away from this zone. On the 4 hour, you will see it nice and clear how this zone is marked out for us. So until we can get some break and start trading away from this, it's just simple. We are in the zone. I do see dollar going up now for the rest of the session, but that's it for me. I'm not really looking for anything too crazy. It is Friday, and I think we're just going to leave it at that one for now. Don't overcomplicate it.
Perfect. Shot kicks. Chad, going over to is my price. Let me just see my labels. Okay, Chad wants to see that. All right, US 30. Let's quickly go. How much time do we have left? We've got 12 minutes left. We're gonna breeze through this. All right, daily time frame. Yesterday, as mentioned, we were bullish. These are our key levels in consideration. This is our bullish range that I mentioned to you guys. There's that level, so you can see we're still stuck within this range. So this is now becoming a wider consolidative range. So keep that in mind. Don't get caught in this range. What do I expect? If I'm looking at previous ranges, we are still bullish on equities. And you can see that every range that we've had as of late resulted in a move to the upside. Even going all the way back to November last year, you can see that every range basically dissolved into a bullish continuation. So my expectation would be the same. Maybe even we get a deeper drop into this, but weirdly enough, I was bearish on the week. Why? Looking at the weekly, remember I said we took out the previous weekly high, we took out the previous weekly low right there, and this week we've taken out last week's low, and we've taken out or barely taking out the high. We've created a bottom wick. We started to flip bullish. Are we going to get that Friday continuation? I think it's going to be a big day for US 30. Look at that daily candle, very small body. Looking left with me, you can see every time we get a tight little body candle closure like that, what happens the next day? You get a nice big expansive move. So I'm thinking either we're going to come down or we're going to go up, but for me it is neutral on the day. Yesterday I was bullish, today I am neutral. As I said, we're keeping it nimble. We want to think on our feet, want to see what the data is doing. 5-minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? All right, so clearly what we can see is we've got a nice Asia range. We can see that the 80 started trading bearish from the NYSE open yesterday, clearly showing a lot of selling pressure coming in. And I'm going to say, Chad, you need to monitor going into this session Asia lows. That's your key. If you're going to be trading short from there, next key level, your daily pivot, and after that I think we can come all the way back down here. That is the bearish scenario. The bullish case scenario is I'm not going to try and buy this at these levels. I will wait for this because I do think if guys are going to try and sell that key level, that price is going to blast through that. So buys above here, sells while we stay below the Asia lows, stay below these moving averages, staying below that structure level there. So Nasdaq, let's quickly look on the daily. Daily as well for me is weird. We've got this little intermediate internal structure level there where we resisted. Again, nice flat body candle closure, a lot of volatility in terms of a big top wick, big bottom wick. I think we're gonna either come down to 16,608 or we're gonna reach for that 16,970 level. We haven't had a bearish candle closure, so I still need to be bullish. I cannot be bearish on this. Price is still showing me that the bulls want to enter the market. However, 80 is starting to come to the downside, but now nipping here at the 200, and I've got conflicting views on US 30 and Nasdaq, but what I am going to say is for Nasdaq, buys above here. This is the level 16,845. I think once we get above that level, we are going to shoot for that 16,971. The downside scenario is if we start rejecting here and we start moving down from here, we could start seeing some sellers enter the market, and 16,607 downside target. So Nasdaq, Dow Jones giving me conflicting views. Keegs, US 30, Nasdaq, over to you, my brother.
Perfect. All right, guys. So, we've been bullish on the equity side of things, but yesterday kind of just turning it around slowly for us. We really started to see that die out. We did get a bullish push on Nas, but obviously that news coming out, we did trade quite down hard. Again, we actually spoke about as well was, if you guys looked at NFP last week, news coming out positive for the dollar with an immediate turnaround. Yesterday we had the turnaround, but it just came a bit later in all of the pairs. So it took quite a while, and that's what happened yesterday. So when we go over, we can now always see this. The only thing with NAS and that we are bullish, and again, sorry, going back here, we've spoke about this a few times. When NAS gives you this doji, a lot of people will see this as a rejection and turnaround point, but NAS loves to do it and then have a continuation, as we see over here. It's kind of like a little fake out, same thing over there, fake out, continue. So but there's a perfect example of the turnaround. So it is a bit of a hard one. The only thing I don't like is it is a very, very massive bottom wick to the downside. So when we go over here, you can see that EQ is really in a, if you want to say, an unnatural position for where the fact that, yes, you can trade down here, you've got the pivot and the EQ, but you still have all this range of tested areas. So for example, now you still look at the S1. The S1 is really extended to the downside. So again, this entry point is going to be quite a tricky one today. I think purely on the sense of you just got to be patient with it. I do still want to be bullish on the pairs, but again, I am obviously automatically bullish on dollar with PPI coming out. So if anything, I don't trade equities in London session, so I will just take everything that happens off the charts now. With PPI coming out, I do think you'll see something that happened like yesterday. So we might get that big extension move to the weekly resistance, possibly even the S1 again. And I think that from here, honestly, I think the S1 is where I'm going to look to have that stand. Literally a copy and paste of yesterday, and then equities to turn around. Purely because the dollar strength, as we mentioned, the numbers are coming out for the dollar, but they're contradicting what the Feds are looking for. So that is why these things are not holding long term. Then when we go over to US 30, you guys will see pretty much the same thing, except this one, yes, we have that long extension, but there's to the weekly pivot. But now we do have the weekly resistance also being tested yesterday. So very, very same thing. I am more bullish on the day. But again, we can see something like this happen. We are at the pivot, the EQ, so we can probably trade down. If we hover around here, I wouldn't be surprised. PPI, the push down to the downside, and then literally see something like that to step all the way back up. So again, I'm not going to be trading these in London session. I'll be waiting out for PPI, and then basically not trade PPI, trade the reaction after PPIs. I don't think the news will hold for the dollar.
All right, Chad, quickly, we've got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left for the open. UJ, we are bullish on the week. We are bullish on the day as well. Remember yesterday I said of the big expansion day like that, you can get a pullback. We just slightly missed that 146.50. There's no coincidence that price 146.50 is a key level and 144 is a key level. Half round numbers, round numbers. I'm just expecting some type of retest of this break. New high being created. Still bullish. 5 minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? We've got 80 still looking firmly bullish. Just trading below the 200 now. I would love for this to get back above the Asia highs. We've got that 145.50 there. We've got that daily pivot there, but ideally either there or some type of divergence from the Asia lows. We're going to watch out for that as well. Pound yen as well. Yesterday, remember I said for the bullish continuations, we need this 185.50 to hold. But again, this was a big move up. We can even trade down today to create a little bit of a lower wick on this weekly candle, and then also this daily can maybe 2-3 days. You can see here previously usually 2 days worth of pullback and then the continuation. Are we going to get the same? I'm still bullish. I've mentioned before my outlook on the yen will remain macro bearish due to their monetary policy. Looking on the lower time frames, things are starting to fizzle out here a bit, and I'm going to say below 185 we can look for sells. Otherwise, I'm going to look for some type of divergence on the 80 because this is still firmly bullish. I feel like the buyers are still in control. This is all just a pullback. Don't get caught in that secondary market structure. 30 seconds left before we open up these markets for you guys. And then EJ, same thing. We've got this key level 159.40. We can just even pull back all the way there, still be bullish, and that could just be the pullback. And 5 minute time frame, what do we have on the 580 fizzling out here a little bit, so that's interesting going into this consolidation. As mentioned, we have had the move up, so nothing wrong with price correcting itself, just getting fresh buyers into the market. And as we speak, markets are open and in motion. Ding, 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 ding. Round one, fight. All right. So what do we have here? We've got the daily S1 here, and we've got Asia lows down here, and then we've got that key level up here. So that's the level I'll be monitoring for the session, and that's where I'll potentially want to get into some longs, shorts. I'm very careful of shorting the yen crosses. Gold, interesting one. As mentioned, I was bearish yesterday due to the fact that we had this let's talk about this for this last week. We've continuously broken structure to the downside. It's been ugly. If you go back to Monday's analysis, I said I technically don't want to touch gold within this range. This is the range that's going to hurt people. 2045, 2017, we've been in and between this the entire week. Daily time frame, again, I am now, technically I am neutral because we closed back inside of that range, but also we didn't close above that. So as you can see there, we can still just come down to break the lows, and no bottom wick on this daily candle. So I'm going to go just with neutral because we're still stuck in this range. Direction is not 100% clear. I cannot put my my bet on it that it's 100% bearish or bullish. And 5 minute time frame, what do we have on the 5? We've got Asia lows down here. We've got Asia to 2035. It is like deja vu again. Geeks, I don't know if you saw this, but 2035 again. 2035, it sounds like we basically just going back in time every single day, but 2035, that's your key level for the day. And then obviously 2045, if we can get through that. Otherwise, I am not too interested in what's happening with gold. GBP USD, we've got this little intermediate structure there. You can see a lot of reaction off that 12770. I'm still bullish on the day due to the fact that we closed above that level. We created a new high on the daily. So weirdly enough, I'm bullish on GU. But then looking at the 80, 80 is chalked. Chad, look at this. 80 is just one, looks like a heart rate monitor or one of those ECG machines. This thing is not that clean. We've traded now below the daily pivot, below the Asia lows, below the 200 EMA. There's that key level, weirdly enough. So if we can get back above here, I'll weirdly enough start looking for longs. Otherwise, if we continuously reject here, do we sell? I don't know. We'll see how price develops. EU, and then I'm going to throw over to Keeks to give you that gold nuggets. EU again. As mentioned yesterday, we were neutral. Were we neutral? Why were we neutral? We should have been bullish. I think that didn't change, but there we tested that key level 10100, big level. I only think that euro can go higher once we get above that level. I think that's going to be an explosive move to the upside, so maybe euro bulls taking a little bit of a breather here, but this will most probably be the bigger range for the day. That weekly pivot, and yeah, so this will be your range for the day. Otherwise, what's going to happen is the bearish range. If we do something like this on the lower time frames from that weekly pivot, we can come all the way back down here. So keep that in mind. Be ready for that. So I am technically neutral on the day. Yesterday's candle a little bit scary there for me. 5 minute time frame, what do we have on the 80? 80 coming down. Is the 80 going to start moving back to the upside, or are we going to see something like this? I don't know. If we do see something like that, I'm going to look for buys. Here's your daily pivot. Here is your clean Asia lows. Nice structure level there. All of your EMAs are converging there, so wait for price to get back inside of the Asia range. If we hold that Asia range, we can start looking for buys. Otherwise, what's going to happen is if we push up to there and we come back down lower here, I will be looking for sell continuations. Chad, that is all from me. I'm going to throw over to Keeks for gold, and then we can start and wait for that 15-minute shuffle. 10 minutes to go.
All right. Just to start things off, just a little educational thing there for someone. My brother John. Markets don't reverse from consolidation, they just continuate. John, I think you would have got clapped, yeah, my brother. Just a quick one. Don't be so confident that you're blind to what is happening on the charts. Now back to this. I am bullish on gold. We've been saying this the whole week. we literally are testing this weekly supply and trading back up. Yesterday's thing, guys, we were aiming for that 2010. We fell a little bit short 2013. We can see our trade here yesterday, literally a few minutes early, entering over there, and literally the next few candles, massive sell off. So got that one right, just time of the trade yesterday. But moving forward on the 4 hour, guys, we are seeing this massive push to the top side. This is basically our area, so we are holding 2035 this time. We've got the close above, and for the first time now we've actually held it on the retest. That is the one we want to take note of here. For the first time on the retest, we've held it. Every other time we've failed once we've broken above, and for the retest given back in, as you can see. So this is a very important part for us now that we are holding this. So when we look here, we're going to be looking at these highs and lows. Quite a nice key area there. Basically same thing. If we can start getting a closure here, even on the 30 minutes, I'd be happy with that, to start looking for a retest of a continuation to this zone and back up again. So we're just going to keep our eyes on gold for this one, see if we can get something in here, guys. Definitely might have a trade nice and early in the session for us. But that's it for gold.
Shot, my brother. Chad, all right. Things are moving. It's looking a lot better than yesterday. DXY rejecting off that daily pivot, now back below the weekly pivot. Very interesting. I've already set our alert, so don't stress. We are locked and loaded. Let me just recline my seat a little bit. All right. Let's start locking it in here, Chad. I think we're going to have a good session here this morning. I've set some alerts here for EJ as well. Gold. Oh, gold already moving. GU, beautiful. All right. As you can see, 80 starting to nip above. We're going to wait for price to close above into the Asia range. We still have, 7 minutes left for the shuffle. We're going to wait for that retest here. We're going to take that continuation break to the upside. Asia highs untested. That's our advantage point. How many pips do we have up until Asia? 10, 11 pips. Yeah, that's more than enough for me for an advantage point. Let's see if we can close above. And then also, beautiful, we've got Euro. Euro, I also want to see holding these Asia lows, because we had quite an expansive move to the downside, and now if we hold this level right here, then we can look for continuations to the upside. I think the SMC guys will call this a supply to demand flip, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just looking at a horizontal level, keeping it easy, keeping it simple, not overcomplicating my trading. Because trading is all about horizontal levels, as much as we think it's about the algorithm and ICT and IPDT, whatever else it is literally horizontal levels. So keep it easy, keep it light, keep it tight. Chris, what's the longest you have held a trade? I think it was 2.5 months. I've mentioned it before. USD Mexican peso, actually made more money on the swaps. It was positive swaps, but that was many a year ago when I was still trading the Elliott wave theory. So yeah, literally I think I made like $2,000 on the swap, because price was just ranging and consolidating. Trade was in profit, but end of the day, if you know anything about Elliott wave, you've got ridiculous targets for your swings. Thinking back, trauma, classical price patterns, harmonic patterns. Oi. If you want to make me cry, take me back to those days. The bullish bat, the bearish bat, when I started pulling stuff like this, I was ready for some trauma. And then you start pulling in your fibs, because the third leg needs to be on the 618 and this. Okay, nice chat. There we've got that move. Good morning, guys. John Williams, price don't reverse from consolidations. I'm expecting a continuation. Just be careful because there are times where the market will consolidate, and what it will do is it will fake out the late buyers and it will reverse. So it's not always the case. I hear where you're coming from, but how do you think markets reverse? Take out all of that buy side, get everyone bullish when the market is very late into its cycle. Let's call it a bullish cycle. That is where they trap all of the late buyers, and that's when they bring the pain. Similar to a bullish reversal, when the market is bearish, if you are very late into your cycle, what you will see is that the market will do something like this and reverse. That is just to trap the last bit of sellers, and they take the market the other way. So again, John, always trade what you see, not what you think. And it is very easy to trade a consolidation when it breaks out, because what will happen if you trade a bullish continuation, what will happen is you will break out, and it's very easy to see if that retest holds, and if it holds, then you take it higher. If it comes back into the range, I've talked about it so many times. If you've been on the stream as well, I always talk about price closing back into a range. What will likely then happen is it will then come down to fill that range. So just be aware of that. Eyes open, ears open. Let's lock it in. All right, chat. 2 minutes left. Then the shuffle has come and gone. DXY rejecting that level. Very interesting here. US 30 coming all the way back up. Yeah, you can see 80 is still, it's now starting to nip against that 200. Interesting. Check this level right here, Chad. There's that daily pivot level. Okay. From the looks of it, we might get that set up. We might get those continuation trades. Doesn't Q Banks trade like that? I don't know how Q Banks trades. I see. Would you mind providing some insight into HFT if possible, please? What is HFT? If you're talking about the high frequency trading bots that utilizes the lag from a server, there's no insights to give you there. It's banned by all retail brokers across the world. It's banned by most prop firms. So don't try and look for the shortcut. Learn the skill. Unfortunately, anything that's worthwhile is going to take some work, and it's going to take some effort. While we wait here, Chad, somebody that I've been chatting to, I'm not going to mention his name. I don't know if he's on here. The guy got funded earlier in the week, passed the phase 1 and a phase 2 with Vault Funder. Blew his funded account yesterday. He was asking about when do you get your refund, and I mentioned to him, I said, dude, how the heck do you go through a phase 1 and a phase 2 and you lose a funded account literally in 2 days? Where is your risk management? Where is your mindset? That is an asset. We've spoken about it so many times. If you can ask Keegan, if you get a 50, whatever amount it is, you protect that because it's an asset that can pay you for as long as that company is operational. So Chad, please keep in mind, if you get it live, take a break for a week, breathe, come back to the charts. I promise you these challenges that I'm busy with, I'm going to protect that because it's capital that I can use to leverage my trading. I'm not going to go and full margin when I get a $100,000 account live. No. First objective is going to be, I'm going to maybe do 2%. I'm going to wait for that first payout. I'm going to get my refund and that account is risk free. And then I trade as per normal. Oh yeah, those bad patterns. I don't know. Maybe it works. I've never had success with it. The bad patterns I traded looked something like this. So what happened is, as soon as I enter here, that bad pattern did something like this afterwards. And this is also then a pattern. Dude, it is, yeah. Alright, Chad, let's see if we can get the retest on GU. EU, what's EU doing? Alright, EU also giving us that retest now. Very interesting. So once we get that retest and we start breaking structure here, I'm going to look for executions long. We need to hold Asia lows and we need to then break that resistance level. Same with GBP USD. Neil, this is now a very, very good scenario that I can show you. This I consider to be a retest and a hold. This is a failed retest. There you can see price penetrated below, tried trading back above, and then what happened? There you can clearly see on the 5, closed below, even though it closed bullish, rejected. So again, what am I going to wait for? Price now closed above. Even if this closes bearish, I want a wick into that level and to close above and then break the structure. Then I'm happy to execute. Otherwise, what can happen is we can close below here and you can literally copy and paste what you saw there. You can copy and paste that there, and what you'll see is something like this. Back lower. I don't really consider it luck if you get funded, because you have to get through a phase 1 and you have to get through a phase 2. So I honestly don't consider it luck. I think it's to do with psychology. Again, it's that psychology of it being a funded account. Maybe you're not used to that type of capital, but Chad, I just want to get my charts ready to start going for some trades here. Alrighty, let me just get my charts ready here for GU and EU. Okay. Just so that I am ready. Alright. Alright, there you can see it, bearish candle closure above. On GU, what is EJ doing? I just want to see. What's the stronger one on the day? Alright, it seems that the pound is the stronger one. Order flow still bearish on Euro GBP. So GBP USD it is. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can get that break of structure here. If we can get a break of structure there, I am going to execute on this. %, 100%. Ask Keegan about having 1% left and bring your account back. It's gonna take time. Just forget about the time. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be risking, say, 0.25%. You're gonna slowly start building yourself back up to 2%, 3%. Then you're gonna increase your risk to 0.5% up until you get, say, to 5, 6%, and then you can risk 1% again. But 1%, a chip in a chair. We've spoke about it. Believe it or not, Keegan went from 2% almost blowing out to passing a phase 1. I think he did almost something like 18% in a week.
That was a crazy week.
So 100% you can still do it. Alright, Chad, GBP USD, let's see at 2 minutes 30 seconds. Let me just open up the Discord here, show you guys what we are looking at here. Join the Discord. We're going to do that giveaway as well today. 55 likes. I think we'll start looking at that giveaway once we get to 100 likes. And also let's see if we can get a nice little winner here this morning. See if we can get a nice little winner. Okay, 1 minute 30 seconds. Don't jump the gun. Take it easy. Let me just what is this score doing? Okay, Mo, how's Mo standing here when we about to enter a trade? GU.
Let's see, continuation, Asian nose. Okay, what's the AD saying there?
Yeah, this thing just shouldn't run away with us. 6, 7. Yeah, that's fine. Just hold there. Hold. Oi. Might need to wait for a little bit of a pullback. 15 pip stop. We're still good. Alright, Chad. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a little bit of a pullback. Just gonna wait for it to give us a pullback. If not, only thing is we're now almost 7, 8 yeah. If I can get it to pull back to somewhere there, I'm happy. Alright. Now it's becoming tough. It is becoming tough, and I'm gonna wait for the pullback. You'll hear when I execute. Let's see if we can get a pullback. See if we can get a. How big is the stop loss, Chris? Jaden, as always, 15 pips for the majors, always. All right. No pullback. Beautiful. Okay, so GU is not going to give us that pullback. Nice. Okay. That is very nice. Okay. On to the next. On to the next. Yeah, Chad, US30, you can wait for this key level to be tested right there, and you can start looking for your longs. Nasdaq, as mentioned, wait for that level there, but Euro could have taken, no. Then I'm settling for second best. No, it's fine. We'll see what she does. It's only up, what is this? 3-4 pips. Alrighty, Keegs, anything you looking at, brother?
I'm looking at gold. The only thing is gold for me that's a bit weird. It's consolidating. Oh, looks like they want to try break. It's consolidating where dollar is starting to melt off. So I'm just watching gold here. I literally, if this can close above here now, I might go for it.
Okay, I might need to look at the yen pairs now that our Chad podcast live this afternoon, 1:30, gonna be a goodie. And then hopefully next week the first episode of are we gonna call it a little docu-series, Keeks?
Yeah.
You can call it a docu-series on YouTube. Keeks, I've got a cool idea for the second episode as well.
Okay. No, I think you guys are gonna love it.
I've got a very cool idea for the second one as well. It's gonna be more longer form content, but it's I feel it's good. We've put a lot of effort, and yeah. Edgar, I got lucky the first time I got funded. Dumb strat, had a huge winning streak. As soon as the winning streak stopped, how dumb the strat was became apparent. Why would someone use risk management to get funded and then not keep to your strat? That's my thing. Is it psychology? Is it what do you think it is? I don't know. When I spoke to somebody yesterday, I mentioned the thing about trading. It's more psychological than it's actually intellectual. As much as we want to make it an intellectual game, it's more psychological. Bitcoin, please, Albert Joshua. Okay, while we wait, let's quickly look at Bitter Coins. What is Bitter Coins doing here? Alright, Better Coins is in a daily range. We've got a daily resistance there. You've got a daily support down here. Remember yesterday we spoke about it, or the day before, this becoming a potential swing low. While that low stays intact, you had that break to the upside, however you couldn't maintain it. So now we go into a little bit of a daily range, 5-minute time frame. Let's see what she did. You can use the pivots as well, Chad, on yeah, when was it? Thursday. Did we do Bitcoin yesterday when I said if we hold here, you can go to the R1, and there it went to the R1. So now Bitter Coins is starting to fizzle here a little bit. Nothing clean here for me, brother. That was a clean trade for me, I would say. That was after London Open. The other day, you had a nice clean setup here from the daily S1. 80 was still bullish, but now you are at a point where price could potentially start turning around. The 80 is not yet bearish, even though it's trading below the 200. Once this thing starts to turn down the 80, then you're going to start seeing some sellers coming in. But at this stage, daily range, wait for it to dissolve. Don't get yourself into trouble. Wait a day or two. Sorry, chat, I haven't even looked at what Asia did overnight. Nikkei closing up 1.5%, Hang Seng closing down 0.5. Interesting. Okay. Keeks looking buff. Dude, I don't know. There's something in the water there where he lives. I actually live very close to him, so I don't know what water I'm drinking. I'm drinking the dad bod water.
Dad bod water.
This man is drinking the athletic water. You guys go to gym this morning?
Nah.
Yeah.
We've actually been doing the evening session since we've been like finishing up a bit earlier.
Trying to get into from next week I'm back to normal, hopefully. Just I don't even have my water here, I must get it. Feeling a little dehydrated. Chris, do you consider a pullback if only leave the wick, no wick formation, or you required to create support? If it doesn't need to create support, if it breaks and it continues higher, then that is valid for me. Because this showed me that buyers are willing to break resistance levels. So, yeah. Only thing is why I didn't take this trade. If that this 5-minute candle closed there, it gives me a lot more room to wiggle with. So my stop loss would be there, and then it still gives me the opportunity, if we fail to start holding Asia lows and do something like that, I can still reduce my risk to less than half of what I was planning to lose. But now the fact that we have closed up here gives me very little to no breathing room to manage my trade. Because check here now. The validation point for this trade is Asia lows. And if I execute it there, by the time we come here, and I'm considering managing the risk on this trade, now all of a sudden I'm only going to save 4 pips, 4 or 3 pips. So there's no real, then you need to basically wing it out. You can't really manage your risk if it's so far above the validation level. And the Asia lows is what's the validation level. That's what we're basing this trade off. So yeah, it happens. You're gonna miss these trades if you took it and it works out. Well done. I'm just considering always when I enter a trade, my mindset goes from, all right, I'm waiting to execute on the trade. Now that I've executed, my mindset immediately shifts to risk management. How can I exit this trade if I consider myself to be on the wrong side of the market? And then I also consider, how do I manage this trade to go break even, when to take profit, all of that. So what the fuck is US 30 doing? It is doing what it wants to do. Again, as mentioned, you just need to follow price action. That's why I said I'm neutral. We need to be nimble. Can't marry an idea. Can't get attached to an idea or a bias. quarter off this morning. I saw that Vitboy Oak of the Rockets bragging. He got 100k funded account live. Just saw he was 5% up now. He's 4% down. Humility is the name of the game. 100%. 100%. Keegan has got just dunks on. Guys are even now starting to ask what my boy is wearing on his feet. He's got the Nike Dunks, SB Dunks. I'm going to look at AUD USD now for you, my brother. I think Keegan should start a channel. Get ready with Keegan. This man has got some good fits. Keeks.
So where are we going with this now?
Hey, the boys want to see what the fit is. They want to get involved. AUD USD. Let's quickly look at the daily. Just doing a top-down analysis there for my brother. All right, Chad. So you had that break of structure right there. You had this support being formed, and now you had that bottom wick, bearish candle closure, and now we're in this range. So the only way I can really get super bullish on this is if this daily candle closes back inside of this range, because then we can start to target that level there. And then once we get above that level, we can come all the way back up to these, what is that, last year's high. So neutral for me, but let's quickly look at what the 5 minute is showing us. Right, the 5 minute is showing me some relatively clean Asia lows. I wouldn't even consider that to be Asia lows taken. Secondly, it is showing me that the 80 is wanting to go bullish, but also look at where your daily pivot is. Your daily pivot is all the way down here. Two things to consider on this pair. Neither one of these currencies, their countries are not awake. Aussie dollar offline, the US have yet to come online, so you want to trade it now during a time when neither the Aussies are trading day on weekend already, and you want to trade it when the US traders are still fast asleep. So I would say stay away. Trade the pairs that at least have one of those countries online at this moment.
What's your thoughts on actual gold sell?
2040 I've got marked out here, so that
We just fell short of tapping 2040.
yeah, I actually want to quickly go. Give me
Reason being, so I've got a zone. We traded into the zone. We're rejecting that zone. And also, if you look at DXY has perfectly tested Asia lows now, and also getting its feet in now.
I think it's a game of being nimble today. So if you execute on that idea, just be very ready to accept that maybe you're on the wrong side. I just want to see if I still have my gold grid. Got a little, alright, so my gold grid is still here. Let's quickly look at gold on the gold grid. Alright. Yeah, Chad, I think I've mentioned to you guys the way that I traded gold was with the $5 grids, because that's how the algo moves on gold. $5 increments. You can clearly see it go mark out, and I just put in these boxes just easier on the eye. So you'll see that the $5 ranges, that's how gold moves very nicely. When I was really dialed into gold, I even had like a $1, oh shit, I even did like a $1 little grid, something like this. Just want to show you. So zone, let's make it a dotted line. I did something like that. So then I would wait for it to get out of that zone, but it just becomes quite a lot on your eyes. So you can do something like that. So now you can monitor that entire zone, not just the line there, but that zone there. So there again you can see that zone holding. When was this? Wednesday. Yesterday. Let's go to yesterday. And I guess somebody is asking hundreds of dollars for just showing you how they trade off a $5 grid. Let's quickly look at Keegan's idea here. Let's just do the grids. Alright, let's quickly see what. Okay, Keeks. I think if this 5 closes bearish below that intermediate structure, we can come back down. Right, there's that zone, Chad. So what are you seeing here? You're seeing that fail to break higher. There you've got a little structure break. So you can now from here, if it closes close enough, and the way that I traded gold was I always used a $3 stop. I know it's quite wide for some of you, but again, as mentioned, my theory behind it was that if gold moves in $5 ranges, and if I get it as close as possible to that round number, when am I wrong? I'm wrong when price goes further than 50% into the next range, because if it comes below, let's call it the median line, it's gonna want to reach for that next $5 level. So that's why my thing was always $3 going for that next $5 target on gold. Alright, Chad, so let me just get back to our normal charts. Wait, look at that. GU wanting to hurt some feelings. Luckily we didn't take that. Y'all gotta deal with Liqui Moly. No, Keegan doesn't have a Liqui Moly shirt on. That's what is that brand? Hera. Chris, the watch you posted, how long have you had it? Absolutely. Oh, it's a fake, my brother. It's a fake Patek Philippe. It's from Dubai. Looks real as hell. No, it's not my watch. I only have a iWatch. I'm more of a utility guy. Can we see your screen, Keeks? Keegan is... Do you want to see his screen? There's Keegan's screen.
Yeah, I'm not busy with that guy. I'm just trying to get one of my accounts on my laptop, yeah. So I'm literally not even watching that now.
Chris, when you take a trade, do you enter on all your accounts, personal and funded, or do you have specific? No, I take it on all of them. Why should I have an account for each? That's why I always have 3 accounts open here. That's why you'll hear whoop, whoop, whoop. And then I start moving stop losses. I don't really trust trade copiers because in the past I've had bad experiences, like the one with Duplicum. Basically I had a massive day on the one account, and I thought it closed on all of them, and I go back onto the one account and that trade is still open, and that thing completely reversed, and I think it was like took away the entire week's profit on that account, and I was like, no, fuck that. I'm rather gonna if it's more than 3 accounts, then I'll start looking into a trade copier. But here's the thing, the more processes you've got, the more things could go wrong, and the more variables you need to monitor. Danny, so I just have the 3 accounts on my right. So what I do is I click on the one account, open, click on the other, open. So I just basically have 3 different MT4s open here. The way you do it is when you install the MT4, just save it under a different root folder. So for the same broker, you can have 5 MT5s open at one stage. You just need to save it under a different root folder when it gets to the install phase. Alright, chat, I'm just gonna grab a bit of water and I'll be back. Thanks, bro. Sweet, man. Alright, Chatadonia, let's see DXY getting that bounce off Asia lows. Weekly pivot, Asia are still up here. I think next level of importance is there, and we'll see what GU does and EU once we get to that stage.
Yeah, so Joe, I'm going to be with you guys now. I'm just trying to get this thing sorted here. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. Huh? Which was the thing we clicked again to bring it out?
Alright, Chad, back with some water, and my brother in Christ here asking me for GBP AUD. Let me just get GBP AUD on here for you, my brother. Let's quickly see what's happening here. GBP AUD daily time frame is looking relatively bullish. We closed above this zone looking to my left. Also, we've had almost 2 consecutive weeks of bullish momentum. Are we going to see some type of pullback? I don't know. Daily is bullish. 5-minute time frame. What is the 5 showing me? All right. So what the 5 is telling me is that we are bullish on the 80. We are trading at the Asia lows, and you've got your daily pivot here that also lines up with all of your EMAs, and also you've got your 50 here your half round numbers. So I would say the safer trade for me would be wait for price to actually do something like this maybe, because then you've got a lot more confluence for price trading above a half round number. It is trading above the daily pivot and also potentially above the EMAs, because otherwise if you're going to start looking for some trades here, your advantage point is the next 50, which is only 5 pips, and at that stage it can still reject from there to go lower. So set your alerts here at the 50, set your alerts at the pivot, wait for price to come and regain these levels and try and see if you can get something like that. That could be a good setup for you. And also what will potentially happen is you'll start seeing the EMAs doing something like that, and potentially your 80 could do something like this a little bit later. Otherwise, no trade for me on this. Not something I would want to execute off here. Hope that makes sense, my brother in Christ. And Chris, what is my EM? It's just this one. If you type in EMA 20/50, 100, 200, that is the EMA indicator. So it's basically one indicator with all of those EMAs on. Chatterdonia, how are you guys feeling? It is the first week in the books. You guys came, you saw, you conquered, and we've got 2 sessions left for the day. Almost hour and a half into this session as of yet to execute on anything. Gold, there was that potential setup if we go back to the grid layout. Only thing is you are quite far away from that round number, but again what you'll see now is if you execute it from here, you could now monitor what price is going to do at this first little zone right there, and then see what it does there. And if it starts breaking below the 2035, you just do exactly the same. The same idea exists. I haven't started looking into gold. Remember I said last year I still have a mental block. I'm not keen to tackle this beast again. I know Keegan loves it. As mentioned, it was my best pair for a very big part of my trading career, and when it went into a consolidation, I just had a very bad patch with it where I couldn't hit a win for shit, and I just left it. So not keen as of yet, but when I'm looking for a challenge, I'll sit down with Keegan, I'll see what he does. He said he's only going to ask me $1,000 for his course, which I feel is a bargain. So Keeks, $1,000, eh, brother?
Yeah, for you,
Okay.
we'll do 1,000.
Okay, no, I'm happy with that. Is Chris also called CJ? Clive, hoe het jy geweet ek kyk? Chris, how do you analyze using a half round number? I just use it as advantage points, my brother. So that's a key level. Price will usually gravitate towards a key level. So if there's a key level in the way or I'm trading from it, that gives me a lot of confidence. But all right, Chad, we might still get something here on GU. We might still get something here on GU. Right, there's that key level. Nasdaq just falling short of that key level. GBP USD giving us the ring ding. Okay, we might still get into something here, Chad. Jew and gold move so similar, or is it just me? Arimora, very easy to check. Let's quickly compare gold and GBP USD. Very, very easy for us to see. They should technically move the same. Yeah. There you can see the price correlation between the two. And it's purely due to the fact that both of them are affected by the dollar. So if I overlay them there, you can see that a little bit of divergence at this stage with gold going up, and you've got what's the name, GBP USD coming down. So I mean, GU shorts. Hey, Jev. Yes, why do you want this family violence here in the office? Okay, let me see what Javen traded here. Let me see if I can see what Javen traded here. I don't see anything. Yo, because that man's got quite a few strategies, I'm not gonna lie.
He wakes up deciding which one he wants for the day.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. This is Jeff. So Jeff's chart is this. He's got that as a supply level. He maybe had this as some type of liquidity there. And once that liquidity got taken there, because from there we did break structure lower, and that's also into a premium, and now we broke lower, and most probably he wants to trade it lower into this demand zone here, because as a morph between ICT
277.50.
He just wants to go for the half run. Imagine a lot of strategies had an orgy, and the baby that came out there, that's Javen's strategy. Yo, that man has got strategies for days. Trade ideas for US30, as mentioned, that key level there, brother. Wait for it to get into that price range there. Daily time frame also, remember I said if we can hold above this 37,734, I do feel like we can get some volume to the upside. Where to next? I don't know. That is all-time highs. That's the weird thing. That is where price discovery happens. So you don't have anything left to look at except you've got these wicks here. And I would believe that if you are a smart money trader, you are salivating, and you might have something like this on your chart. As a RCT traders have something like that, and the smart money guys have something like that. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that is what I believe is on their charts on a daily perspective. And then I'll most probably wait for a reversal, where in my case, I've seen it so many times with price discovery, that thing can go for days. So just keep it light, keep it tight. BB Plus, choice of traders. Why don't you guys do copy trading? We haven't considered it. If we do copy trading, you guys wouldn't be on here. We're trying to empower traders. We're not trying to make you lazy. Here's the thing, Chad. Copy trading, whatever else there is, signals. At the end of the day, if we one day decide, that we want to go offline and we are not keen for live streaming anymore, and Keegan says, "Look, I just want to trade on my own. I've got some other hobbies." I say, "Look, I want to go into retirement. I'm happy to just trade my own funds." Then who else are you gonna go look for? So that's why you should try and use as much of the time you spend here with us, asking questions, learning, because at any stage we can just say, "Listen, yeah, shot. It was a great run. We are happy to go back to our normal lives." Not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying that you can get to the stage where you can think independently for yourself as a trader. I haven't seen Keegan have his chicken and rice. Keegs, have you had your chicken and rice?
Not today. Not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Israel speaking in 5 minutes. Alright. That was CPI for you. I didn't trade CPI. Jeff is scary good, guys. Like every day he manages to boggle. Yeah, same year. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But I won't lean into that. Chris, is Vault Funder equity based or balance based drawdown? I see a lot of prop firms are equity based. I think it's a mix between both, if I'm not mistaken, Yuan. I don't believe RCT can trade, but some concept he uses are real, but it just I honestly don't know if he can trade or not. I've never seen him trade live. I know a lot of guys say he trades live, but there is a lot of good concepts. Even the Asia range is one of the concepts I use from him. The holiday was terrible without the 2Gs. What did you have for breakfast? Diet. I haven't eaten, Neil. My wife is still on holiday and the kids as well, so I woke up a little bit later. I had to take in laundry again, so I'm actually after the stream gonna see if there's some oats in the cupboard here. Just grab a oat. Yesterday I ate 2 wraps for lunch. Also again didn't have breakfast, and then the evening I had 3 wraps because I was hungry as a beast. So don't crucify me for having 3 wraps. They were lean wraps. So then it's back to the live YouTuber who draws wizards to push the price. He has 22,500 subs, by the way. Oh, I've seen it. That Asian guy. I think it's Gandalf, and it's almost like you shall not pass this level. I think I've seen some of his clips on IG. So if he enters a long year, he'll put like that little wizard or whatever. I don't even know how he gets it on there, but let's say for instance our mascot is this little Pokemon, and it's like you will not pass here. Alright, Chad, what I want to see here, so here's the thing. If I go on a line chart, what do you see here? This is, we've had bearish order flow. We broke back to the upside. We basically traded back into this 200 EMA level here. And on a candle structure, what I would love to see is some type of resistance being formed here. Maybe something like this, and then a break and a continuation to the upside. Otherwise, if we don't get that, no trade for me there. And yen pair is looking Again, very interesting, big Asia range. Nothing I want to grab inside of that range. EJ taking Asia lows. Only thing is that AD is still relatively flat, and we've got that key level I mentioned here, so I'm going to wait for that. GJ similar. We've got that key level all the way up here, so still a lot of room for this to move. UJ holding 145. Where's the daily key level on UJ? Okay, UJ is in a little bit of a no man's land for me. Okay, Nila, something very similar here. What we talked about here, you had the hold, you had that little, you had that retest hold here, and look what happened when price came back. It didn't hold it again. It closed below, now closing back above. So this is another perfect example of if we are going to stay inside of the Asia range. If we close bullish now and you come back to test it and you get a break again, I'm going to target these session highs. So perfect example of a level that we need to hold. EU, a good example. Let's quickly look at EU. Yes. So there's that break, there is that close back above, there's a bearish candle closure but still holding above. My only thing though is I don't like how, you see how it took out that high, closed back below, but my only thing now is that if we are going to break this intermediate structure, I would actually want this bullish candle to close something like that, taking out that high. Otherwise, that's like a little intermediate swing high for me. Okay. So I think Edgar asked me what broker do I use on my charts. I just use Oanda. You can use FXCM. Chris, you intermittent? No, not on purpose checks. It's just purely due to time constraints this morning. I'm going for long if we get a boss on EU or GU. Neil? I don't think this is a bad trade, if I'm honest. Like I just said, my only concern is that because if you look at it on a 1 minute time frame, you'll see that you've got that weird little high there, and actually you've got like that. So I would love if the 5 minute can close very close or even above that. Otherwise, just be very ready to manage your risk here, Nila. Yeah, something like that. Break that high. I might even execute with you on this one. Let's see what is GU doing. Alright, chat, get ready. No, Nila, I would have loved for this top wick here to not be on top and be on the bottom, because you see how that top wick is bigger than the bottom wick. So it's more showing me a rejection from the upside, but feel free to take it. Don't let me hold you back from your idea. I'll wait to see if I can get something on GU. That's why he's the GOAT. Who's the GOAT? talking about Keegan, Cameron, because he considers himself more to be a young bull. Those ones you see in the US that jump and stuff like a wild bull. I'm that older bull that was in the ring, but I'm retired now. I'm just feeding, grazing. Keegan is the one that looks like a lunch bar, throwing the guys around. GBP New Zealand dollar, let's quickly look at it for you. GBP New Zealand, let me find it here. What's GBP Aussie doing? Still ranging. Okay, so you're looking at it from a 1 hour perspective. You've got a trend line, I believe, that you drew. This was probably this that you drew. Alright. Okay. The head and shoulders pattern. I don't know where you see that. Oh, okay. I think you're referring to this little pattern here, if I'm not mistaken. Only thing is, I believe from the textbooks, is that your right shoulder technically couldn't be higher than your left shoulder, even though this worked out. If you look at the left shoulder, from what I can still remember when I traded these price patterns, this invalidated the head and shoulders pattern. But let's not look at any patterns. Let's just look at price action for a moment here. And let's just make an objective conclusion as to what we expect price to do. So just look left with me. Very, very simple. You've got your daily level down there. That is a key daily level, and you've got a key daily level up there. So this is your bullish range. You would expect, if price can hold that 2.040 level, that we can come all the way back up here. And I can also see that from these lows, this is a perfect example for the other brother that said consolidations usually follow the previous leg. So you would have expected this to continue bearish where it reversed. But anyways, there you had that close above. Nice little structure break here on the daily. Nice little pullback. So I would still technically be bullish on this. And what is the 5 minute? Alright, 5 minute is now showing me something completely different. 80 is still firmly bullish, however it is starting to tilt down a little bit now, and I almost want to say daily pivot 20, 40, 50, wait for that level to go long. If you want to go short, I would even still also wait for that level right there. That's going to be your best shot. Anything else, stay out. Wait for that level. That is where you ideally want to execute from, because your Asia highs are still intact and your Asia lows. So this thing can still go either way. Yeah, you can clearly see Asia lows still firmly intact. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on GBP New Zealand dollar. Nila, what is Nila sending me here? Alright, Nila. This is Neil's chart. We'll close trade if we fail to hold Asia lows. Alright, the EU one, I think executed a little bit late there, not on the close of the candle. Yeah, nothing wrong, Nila. Nothing wrong. As mentioned, I just wanted that 5 minute candle to have a short top wick and a long bottom wick, not the other way around. But we will monitor it with you. GU starting to fizzle here. DXY. I think Keegan was right when he said range. Keegs, you said range, eh? Range.
Yeah, bro.
Range. That's what it seems like. Chad, gonna give it a couple of minutes, then we're gonna get ready for that giveaway. The giveaway winners of this week, I have not yet asked to send your accounts as of yet. I'm just gonna ask in one email for them to send it to you, so I'm just waiting for the last bit of information, and hopefully if after the stream I can get it out to all of you guys. If you did win, please be quick on registering and sending me your stuff, Chad, because I showed the guys yesterday the bombardment of messages, and then it's difficult to start scrolling through it. So while it's still fresh in my mind and I'm busy chatting with you, please be quick on the button. Next week, Friday, we don't have a special guest. Do you have anybody that you want to bring in? Because we're going to have Chris and Gijsbert on the week after that.
Nah, not next week. I was going to, but I thought about it. I'll rather do it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Edgar? Maybe Edgar?
No, we could have Edgar on. I think it would be actually a cool idea. Maybe if Edgar's in the chat, maybe we actually do that. Because I know the guys had him on
Stream,
stream. But maybe we could talk about his story a bit.
Yeah.
And
Edgar, I don't know if Edgar's still in the chat. Usually he greets when he leaves. So, Sakar, we're going to tell you. No, it's... this giveaway is going to be non-binary. It's only for him, he, she, he, be, EBD, BB+. So if you identify as a breaker block, or in short as a BB+, you are in luck. I know some of you identify as an ICT trader, but we're gonna salam everyone. Hopefully everyone having a lucky day. Safwan, good morning, my brother. Keeks, weirdly enough, that brother you showed me yesterday, that was yesterday's CBI where he got left.
yeah, I told you.
Because there was a previous one where he also got clapped, where he was standing behind the car.
Yeah.
And he also gave this little motivational speech. I identified Trader Tom, helicopters are welcome as well, my brother.
But you know, someone else I also saw, our little tumor noodle head. He posted his thing. Like, I actually wanted to message him and just be like, bro, like, this is the most bullshit thing ever, because he wants to still be like, check the time, my before and my after. It's an hour and something difference. So, bro, if you full ported CPI yesterday on a US 30 bar, you got clapped because that thing spiked to the downside, and only an hour later came up into your profits. So you would have told me you held in drawdown for an hour. You are lying to yourself and the world.
Chad, as I mentioned, I'm a new Chris Keegan as well. We all love and we're all about positivity, and I'm gonna look at it the positive light. Not that man in the wind alone on a deck. I don't know where it is, but lying on that thing, having like 3 bottles of, I don't know whose video. There's always somebody with, but anyways.
I swear you just take someone with him to video him.
It's like, bro, I'm gonna give you $100. Just come and video me while I lie on this couch. Jayesh Naidu, I think he had a phenomenal CPI yesterday. Phenomenal for the broker, because they obviously win when you lose. So that other little rocket, fake boy Zaza Duplessis, I don't know what the guy's name is, but you just confessing to it that that NFP they had with the rockets, that man is laughing because my rockets were nuking the lads. So obviously everybody got nuked yesterday again. Did he try and what did he do? Buy? Did he buy yesterday?
Yeah.
Chad. The Rockets nuked some accounts yesterday. The way they're nuking accounts, he might be able to buy 2 new Ferraris from the losses he's getting from that ODP broker. But yeah, let me not get into all of the best for let's actually for the guys that are Christian, let's pray for Joash Naidu for the veil to be torn from his eyes, and that he can repent and turn away from his sinful intentions. Because I honestly feel like that brother needs God. I think the Jesus that he is praying to is the one that I think they talk in Revelations about, the false Messiah. That man's got a Messiah that he created in his own mind. I don't think it's the Jesus of Nazareth that died on the cross. I think that's his own image of a Jesus, because no ways. I must actually get that brother into a room and not even talk trading, just sit him down and say, listen here, my brother, where's that Bible you preach out of Sunday? Because you need to rip some pages out of it, because you're only following half of it.
Well, he just follows whatever he likes about it.
He only follows what he wants to. And actually just sit him down as a fellow brother in Christ and say, come on, my brother, let's chat about this. And again, this is why I say it's very dangerous to bring Christianity and religion into money, because he's got a congregation and people get attached to a person even though they shouldn't. You are just a messenger. You are just a vessel to be used by God in his ministry. So now when you start preaching to people about religious stuff, spiritual stuff, but on the other end of it, you're doing things that contradict everything that the Bible talks about, the fruits of the Spirit. It says that these signs will follow my believers. So as a believer, you can see that. Nobody should tell you that I am a believer in Christ. Your actions and the way you come across, the way you speak, what you do should be like this guy. If I never open up my mouth, you should be like, this guy is a follower of Christ. So, that man, I need to get him into a room and give him some 5-fold ministry on his ear first. Get him on a dude. That guy will never come onto a podcast, because I think firstly I will rip him to shreds with the Bible. Because one thing you need to realize is that I'm a very analytical person, and when I got saved and I started seeing this thing about false teachers and stuff, you better believe I spent hours and hours a day studying the Bible, so that if I sit down with a false teacher, I can rip him using the Bible. And then with trading as well, I don't know what that man trades. Like, if you get into his signals group, just do the opposite.
I was actually talking to someone about that in the message on Instagram in the holidays. I think it's when we posted that whole thing of Jev wanted to box him, and he replied to it saying, yeah, he was on his signal group and he realized within like 3 days all they were doing was losing the whole time. So all he did was, like, literally every time that guy sent a signal, he just did the opposite and he started making money.
With Josh?
Now with 2 minute noodles.
Oh, 2 minute noodles. Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys. Here's my thing. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into the religion thing. You are happy to believe what you want, but my thing is, as a fellow Christian, and if you are professing to be a Christian, there's certain Christian fundamentals and values. And I've talked about it as well. The two biggest ones is firstly, love your God with all your mind, your soul, your spirit. And the second one is to love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So when you do things with the knowing that you are hurting people, then that's the second one. Because remember, the reason why that is in the Bible is because God sees every single one of us as his children. And if you are a father, you can basically recognize that if you see somebody hurting one of your children, there's a certain way that you are going to react. Even not just your children, your fellow brother. If I see somebody hurting Keeks, do you think I'm just going to sit around and watch it? No, you're going to act. So there's certain things that is very wrong for me, and I think is doing more damage than good. So yeah, let me not even get riled up about that, because it will just go the wrong way. So let's just keep it. Let's just pray for him. Let's just pray for Joash. Because you get brothers that try and use the only verses in the Bible where it's about the blesser and the blessing.
Yeah, and Amina, it's we're talking about CJ.
There's no way that CJ became Sia. As mentioned, my brother, if you're Muslim, if you Hare Krishna, if you're a Buddhist, I'm not talking down on anybody. And even if you look across the Muslim religion, if you look across the Hindu religion, there's a lot of things that run within the same vein. And I think even in the Quran, if you go through it, a lot of what's being taught in the Bible is also in the Quran. And irrespective of, let's call it, fundamental beliefs of the religion, there's certain principles that runs through every religion. And whether you Buddhist, like I mentioned. So that for me is, if you follow even a Muslim, I can tell you now already there's principles that the Muslim religion follows. And it's universal principles, whether you're a Muslim or not. You see it that the Muslims use it because it's a universal law, and they practice it, and that's why you'll see a lot of Muslim people being successful, because they follow those principles that are universal. The same like the sun. The sun shines on a Muslim, it shines on a Christian, it rains on a Christian, it rains on a Buddhist. Because that is just the thing. Light will shine if you put yourself into the light, it will shine on you. So 100%, I actually, if I could commend that, they are universally annoying. Thank you. But let's move on. 2-minute noodles. Hey. Is it from that meme I sent you with the 2-minute noodles, the egg and the sausage? Yay. Anyways, Chad.
Yeah, I was laughing. Someone came to me, you know that same video where he's walking around with those Gucci shoes?
Yeah.
And people were like, I'm trying to think who it was. But they were like, that man, we all know those demo prophets. Man looks like he's walking around with Gucci slides. But meanwhile, he just skinned his palm to make those shoes.
Chad, here's the family. Come check here. Kom, say hello. Kom say hello hierso. Say hello vir die mense.
Hallo.
Wat is jou naam?
Ik neem Dix.
Daniel Dix.
Ja.
Hoe oud is jy?
Dix.
Nee man, ek vra hoe oud is jy? Hæ? Sê 2.
Ja, ik neem Pila.
Hoor is so, is jy soet?
Ja.
Wat maak jy?
I'm singing truck.
Okay, okay, laat Sissy kom hallo sê hierso. Sê hallo hierso. Sê vir die mense wat is jou naam? Hæ? Sê nou skam. Okay, she's shy. But the little bull
The little
wants-
bull, he wants the action.
Hallo.
Okay, okay. Wat gaan hier aan? Hæ? The little bull. Kyk daarso. Kyk daar in die kamera. Waai daarso, daar. Daarso. Waai vir die mense. Sê hallo. Ja, Chad.
Papa. Hallo.
Okay. Goes. Okay. Dit vir jou.
Oh, guys, don't worry. Just get used to it. When Chris steps down, that is the next generation of traders right there.
That's the little bull. Yeah, nice shot by Daniel. That man. That's the young bull. Yeah, family is everything. That is relationships is everything. Chad. The money, like me and Keegan had a chat in the week where we said money. Not money. Death is the great equalizer. So that guy that's got nothing, that's begging on the street, the billionaire, when both of them die and go into the ground, both of them are equal in terms of worldly views, in terms of money. Both of them go into the ground with nothing. And at the end of the day, the thing that lives on is relationship with friends, with family, and also. Hey, okay, maar even stil sit. Okay, nee, klaar nou. Sit stil hierso.
See, I'm watching gold, bro, but I'm just not happy with it. Again, we're in that range, but it's just because at this time, gold's going bullish, but DXY going bullish at the same time. So I'm just staying out of it because they kind of conflict in each other. But I've got my eye on gold, but yeah, they're just conflicting at the moment.
Yeah, Chad, if I'm very honest, it's still range bound. If you look at Euro USD, it is basically flat on the day. It is down 4 pips. GBP USD at the daily open. If I show you the daily chart here, we have not moved. There's the daily candle. It is literally back at open. I don't know where Keegan got his information, but he was sold on a range idea, and I think it's exactly what we're seeing here. Dollar, I'm gonna still wait a little bit, and then after that we can also. This community is just brilliant, lovely family ethos going on here. Well done, Chris and Keeks. Thanks so much, Nizam. That is one of the reasons why we said we're gonna change things up this year, not to divide, but to rather get, because there are traders out there that's trying to do the right thing, and rather focus that energy on connecting with them and doing stuff with them, and then hopefully these other guys can start seeing the light.
Yeah, just quickly, Ryan, with NAS, as you were talking about earlier, we were saying there is the bullish trend, but I said you literally going to see almost a copy and paste of yesterday. Obviously CPI today, PPI. I don't think the dollar bullish momentum will hold when the news comes out. So basically you want to see us push down, see where we can push down to a zone, a key level, order block, whatever your strategy can identify where we're going to push down to, and basically try to get the buys off the lows to get that turnaround. So we are going to get that massive spike down. As I said, don't trade the news event, trade post news because
Yeah.
that's where we want to get the entry. Because we're looking for dollar strength of the news, but we're looking that's not going to hold, and that's where we want to see that turnaround.
Chad, there's that level I mentioned. I said buys above it. Also, the sells not, like I said, I'm technically bearish on the week. I was expecting a pullback this week. 80 is starting to turn bullish again, and Nasdaq, this is your level right there. And then for your sells down here, anything in between, stay out. Again, Nasdaq is flat on the day, so it hasn't moved. I don't think you're seeing price going up here. You see price going up there, coming down here, you're missing out on anything. No, it's literally flat on the day. It hasn't done anything. This little dude needs to...
He's got energy today.
go. Lief ek hom sê hallo vir die mense. Okay, kom maar sit. Okay, jy moet hoor hierso, stil sit hoor. Die mense slaap nou. Jy moet saggies wees, hoor, die mense slaap. Okay. Okay. Ja.
I swear, you just like the jungle gym today.
Just do that. That little man has got. As an adult, I wish I had only 50% of that energy because it's wild. GJ, somebody said it's setting up for sales on the 4 hourly.
The only problem for me, guys, is just with the pound, you had mixed data actually come out for the GDP. But even if you actually start breaking down the mixed data, it does lean more to pound strength. So the only problem with that is that's where I also see the sales, I do, but fundamentally, like when you have those big news events, that's the leading fundamental for pound today. Which basically I always like to say will determine overall momentum for the pound today. So as much as those sales are there, you can see those buyers start coming in.
Yes, I don't think that's the wrong idea for the sales because you had that consolidation, you have this 4 hour break. I would say sales below 185. You've got this imbalance or whatever they want to call it right here, and you've got that key level at 184.34. So if we can't get back above this key level right here, very likely we can get a deeper pullback all the way back to 184.34. 5 minute time frame. Only thing is, how do I execute on this? Only way I can really execute on this is either if we get a pullback back to this level up here, or if we do something like this a little bit later on, then I can look for sell continuations. But this is just a range, nothing confirming any breakouts to the upside or to the downside. And then EJ similar, UJ similar. UJ, you've got this 145 here. We can maybe monitor that for a little bit later. And then GU, GU, very, very weird. All right, Chad, I think we're gonna get going with that giveaway. I just want to get a piece of paper, and then we're gonna get going with the giveaway.
Who's choosing the number today?
You.
Am I going?
All right, Chad, let me just get slow mode going. As soon as I click start, you will immediately know what's happening. Slow mode. Mods, remember you only have 2 shots. This is a non-binary event. So Edgar, see you later, my brother. We'll chat a little bit later about what we chatted about. Keeg's hype song is your choice for today.
Hey, I'll find one, I'll get one.
Okay, just gonna wait for the hype song. And then we are gonna do the giveaway. Maybe that giveaway brings some volume into the market. Okay.
So we got our number.
Alrighty, number has been given.
Let's get a harp song, yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, the smell of Koki is good.
Yeah.
StratFX, how you join is you need to be subscribed to the channel, you need to drop a like, and then we're gonna go and do numbers. There's a number range, you just need to type any number between 800 to 900, and the first guy to get the number right, that is our winner. So alright, now then you are in the mix. So a sub and a like, and we check if you liked it, because you need to screenshot if you are the winner, and I can see there if that thumb icon is blue, I know you liked it. So Keegan is just gonna get us a lacquer hype song here for the giveaway.
Yeah, we're gonna find a goodie here, guys.
We haven't started chat, so keep those numbers. I'm gonna click start, so we haven't started as of yet.
Now get that mind thinking, guys.
Just giving you the rules. So long the range is between 800 to 900, so start thinking about the number that you want to put in. Don't put it in yet. Wait for the start in the chat. Yes. Jish, my man, yeah.
Oh, hold on, I know one.
Keegan is gonna give us a power one. Let's see. Alright. Let me see. What song is? Oh, is that the song's name, eh?
Yeah.
Alright, Chad. I think the chat is ready.
Yeah, he's actually already just guessing random numbers, eh?
It's an old song, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Okay, Chad, get ready in 3, 2, 1, and we are live with the giveaway. Getting close, yeah. Right, chat, some of you were very close.
Oh, they're getting close.
Sheesh, Chad.
I'm getting so close. Oh, this was a good number.
Right. Did somebody get it? Yeah, there's it. John Williams.
Oh yeah, John Williams.
John
yeah.
Williams. I believe he's won before, if I'm not mistaken. Chat. There's
I'm
your.
not sure.
There's your number, 862. Beautiful. John, do me a favor, brother. You know the drill. Please go and register a profile. Kicks, here's your immaculate iPhone. I don't know what that is. Please go and register a profile on Vault Funder. Please take a screenshot of your YouTube page or your profile just to confirm that it is you, and please send me a message on Instagram. And all the other winners this week, please just pop me a message again so that you can come up as the most recent message, because there are times where I need to spend almost like an hour filtering through those chats, and I do reply to everybody. Believe it that if you chat to me on Instagram, I'm gonna make it a mission. Even if I send you a voice note, I will always get back to everybody. I think the only time where it's gonna become tough is, let's say, if I get to 1 million followers, then it will become tough, but for now it's still manageable. Guys, can we do Control F to check? What is Control F? I'm scared to press that. Shut Justina. Alright, Chatadonia. Gold not getting through that 2040 level. DXY now getting above that weekly pivot level. Interesting. GU starting to fizzle here. EU starting to fizzle here as well. Remember earlier I said I might look for sales below here. So interesting. Gigs, you haven't entered anything as of yet, eh?
No, I remember I won gold, but at the time gold was climbing, DXY was also climbing, so they're contradicting each other. But obviously there we go, we can see DXY pumping up and dollar rejecting now.
UJ doing some work there.
I think we've also seen it though, sorry, with dollar, also the push up now, guys. Dollar will be trading above the 200 again, and we know how that 200 has been a general for the flipping dollar.
Chad, I might do something like this. Listen to me quickly. I'm not going to execute on the close of this candle here. I wanted to close bearish. I want a physical rejection of that level, and then a break of structure again, because what's going to happen with DXY is at that 200. So pre-market, what happened, this was actually pre-market, what happened is we failed to hold above it. So here again we've got a retest of that level. So at any stage, if this is a fake out and this 5-minute candle does something like this now, creates a top wick, closes like this, then DXY is in trouble. But if this creates a bottom wick, test that level, test that 200, and then continues higher, then I'm going to look for those sells, and that's when you'll see something like this play out. So I actually want to see a physical test of the pivot, because I would have been happy to take the shorts if that resistance there was here, because then price closed below the pivot. If that let's call it this entire structure there, if that was a little bit lower and it was sitting here below the pivot, happy to short. But with what we've got here, looking at it previously, there, I just want something like that. Something like that. Closure below, a test, and a little break of structure, and I will be in it. See that right there? If I get that, I am in. So let's see. Happy to miss it. If this runs, I'm completely fine with that. But I need to also be very, very objective in how I'm executing here. Gold.
We just want to see gold break back into that range now, guys.
Other than that, that's the only clean one for me. GU, we've got that half round number down here. Got the session lows. Yeah, no. EU is the only one for me that I'm looking at now to potentially execute. The Mexican, hey my brother, did you do a John Dahmer on the Mexican? Which Mexican did you add? Do you have the entire Mexican? Hello from Cambodia. Good to see you, man. Actually, okay. Let me just get the slow chat off here. Slow mode is off.
I personally think DXY is starting to run now, so I think gold is gonna have that like melt off back into the range.
Alrighty, there's DXY. Okay, Chad, there you can see it. There's that little test. There's that continuation. Might have missed this. It's fine. I'm 100% fine with that. 3, 4. For some of you, I know some of you executed on this. You should be going break even as soon as you hit this level. Remember, session highs, session lows, it's either going to induce a lot of selling volume or it's going to reject. So break even if you took the trade idea here. If you took the shorts from there, you should be, it's only 5 pips, but break even there if I was you. Wouldn't chance it. Session lows, and what you could see here, if we close below, you could see a little bullish candle that looks something like this, where it tries to hold that level, but it closes with a body like that, bullish, and then all you want to see for the next 5 is create a nice top wick and then break, and then you'll see that flush all the way to the weekly pivot. So who took that? I didn't take it. Kicks, you didn't execute on those gold shorts, or did you?
I'm thinking now if we literally get this closure underneath back into the zone, I'm going to take it.
Okay. Only thing is the hourly is closing in 5 minutes. How's the hourly? Might as well wait for the hourly to close at this stage. Because with the hourly closing, what you might see is that little pullback on the 5 create a little support here and then break, and then that is your hourly pullback for the next hourly.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. 'Cause if we can, and that's also the thing, I mean, if we do look then at the hourly, even the 30 minutes, yeah, I think it's the 30 minute it would even be perfect for me on gold, because you've had that break away, and then the 30 closed back in, and with the hour, you actually had a break, and we didn't even have a break, you had a rejection of the zone. So yeah, if we wait now for the 30 and the hour, I think that'll be a better call, a safer call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you're not going to sit through any drawdown. How's the 30 going to close? Oh yeah, bearish engulfing. It's a beautiful song, sir. Thank you, man. Somebody actually mentioned this coffee break guy or this playlist, so that has become a little bit of a staple for the channel. It provides us with a lot of copyright strikes, so over the weekend we're gonna need to figure out a playlist that is relatively half decent. Oh, Chad, I might even call it a session.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say I
Yeah.
don't mean to be that person, but
Yeah,
we can't.
yeah.
The Friday we have to call a bit earlier because we
Yeah,
have
we've
the podcast.
we have to set up Chad, and we've got that little error. PPI. Again, there's nothing that was clean for me that I wanted to jump at this morning. We could still maybe get a trade off this daily pivot. I don't know, but there's honestly nothing that I can honestly say I want to jump at and trade it. There are days where there's a specific setup that looks great. In this case, not. Wait for that weekly pivot. Wait for the Asia key level, and then also, I don't know what that is. We're gonna need to sort that out. But and then you've got this level. So I almost want to say it's gonna be safer than 102. If DXY can get above here and hold that level, I think it's gonzo to the upside. 102, and if it comes back inside of the Asia range and it fails to hold the weekly pivot, and again fails to hold this 200 as well, I think the buyers are going to step out and the sellers are going to come in. US 30, very simple, key level right here. That is the level you need to monitor. Nasdaq as well, I told you guys I wouldn't touch it within this range. This range right here for me is a no trade range. Buys above here, sells below here. And UJ, the NPs are ugly, a lot uglier than some of my ex-girlfriends, and I had some ugly ones. I'm kidding, I don't have so many girlfriends, let me not say that. Gold 2040, as mentioned, should come back to this 2036, 2035 range. If you look at it on our little grid system here, that's also a little nugget that got dropped for you guys today. And then GU, nothing there for me. I was potentially looking for longs while we hold back inside of the Asia range. Didn't get it. And then the sells. Could we have taken the sells from here? We could have. No, it's not the cleanest. So we just skip that ad and Euro. For the guys that are still in that executed there, I think if you get a re-break of that low there, you're going to see a lot of volume coming into the market, and you should be out then if you execute it on that close. So only 11 pips. Yeah, I don't know where the volume is going to come from. Wait for PPI. Chad, with that being said, in an hour and a half time we'll be on the pod. Be sure to join it. All four of the G's, myself, Keegan, Mo and Jev. It's going to be a goodie. We're going to chat a little bit about what's going on in South Africa specifically. also globally it's been madness with what's going on, how that's going to affect your trading, how that's going to affect everything in the world. And just a little bit talking about what's up for the year, what's the plans, and also we want to get your input. We want you guys to be involved, so please check that out. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified when we start the pod. It is listed. Go under podcast, go under live. You'll see that it is scheduled for 13:30, 1 o'clock GMT, 1:30 GMT plus 2. So exactly in 90 minutes, we will be live on the pod. So see you guys there. Keegs, any closing remarks for the Chatadonia?
Nothing for me, eh? I think, guys, just honestly don't try to force something. You've got news that can give some volume again later in the day, and it is quite a understandably easy one to look at. So just be there again. Don't trade the news, trade after it. And yeah, we'll see you guys probably a little bit later in the podcast.
And we're going to give you guys a very good send-off. We're not going to leave you hanging. For the guys that are on the euro sales, you might be in trouble because this thing can bring the dollar down and the euro up. We've seen it so many times. But Chad, it is Friday. We've got a full day ahead of us. We're going to see you on the pod. Bring that energy, bring those vibes, bring a positive attitude. You came, you saw, you conquered. No trades today. No trade is also a win. We'll see you 1:30. Be on.